Hello, first graders. I am talking to you today about determining the main idea and the details when we read a nonfiction book. And so the book we're going to read today, since last week was St. Patrick's Day, it's a book. The title is Follow Me Around Ireland. The author is Wiley Blevins. So we always want to start out by taking a sneak peek. Certainly the title would suggest that this is a book about the real world, where the author would want to teach us about the real world. And when we look through the book, we see actual photographs and maps and captions and labels. And those are all clues that the book is probably nonfiction. Here's some subtitles and some words in bold, which also is a good clue that it's probably nonfiction. So let's start reading. I'm going to predict that this is a book whose purpose is to teach us all about Ireland. Oh, and there's a table of contents, another clue that it's probably nonfiction. Starts out, the first subtitle is, Where in the World is Ireland? Dadweet. And I'm pausing. I'm not doing the freeze, but this word is in a foreign language. I'm going to put it up close so you can see it. It's actually Diadhuit, and then in parentheses it tells you how to pronounce it. So I'm going to follow that clue. It says it's not Dadweet, it's Giagwitch, or hello from Ireland. So apparently, in the language of Ireland, the way you say hello is Giagwitch. It says, I'm Seamus, your tour guide. My name is the Irish word for James. Irish, or Gaelic, is one of the languages we speak in Ireland. The other main language is English. Ireland is on an island in northwestern Europe. Our grassy fields are so bright green that the island is nicknamed the Emerald Isle. The island is divided in two. My country, the Republic of Ireland, takes up most of the island. Northern Ireland is on the northeastern section. It is part of the United Kingdom. And just as an aside, the United Kingdom is another name basically for the country of England, which we've heard about. The Republic of Ireland, which we often call just Ireland, offers many things to see and do. As we say, and here's another word in Gaelic or Irish. I'm going to read how it says to say the word. So it says, as we say, Caed Mila Falachu. Caed Mila Falachu. 100,000 welcomes. Caed Mile Falachu. 100,000 welcomes. Here are some fast facts about Ireland. And before we do that, if we look at the map, the red country, that is the Republic of Ireland, which is most of Ireland. And you can see the star. Let me get it up close. You see the star, that's by the country of Dublin, which is the capital of Ireland. There are some other important cities in Ireland. Down here you see Cork. Over here the city of Limerick, which, by the way, I believe Mrs. Bergen's ancestors or relatives come from near Limerick. and then up here is Galway. The more greenish colored area, that's Northern Ireland, which is part of the United Kingdom over here, which includes England, and up here is Scotland. All right, so that gives you an idea of Ireland. And then over here, south of England and Ireland, is France, where we say merci beaucoup. All right, going back to Ireland, fast facts. The first fact is that Ireland covers 27,000 square miles. That sounds like a lot, but it's actually smaller than the state of Wisconsin. It says, wherever you are in Ireland, you are no more than 70 miles away from the ocean. Remember, Ireland is an island, so it's land totally surrounded by water, totally surrounded by the Atlantic Ocean. The island's landscape is shaped like a bowl. Flat plains are at the center, surrounded by mountains on the coastline. Ireland's coasts touch several bodies of water. The Atlantic Ocean, over here. The Celtic Sea, down here. The Irish Sea, over between Ireland and England. And St. George's Channel, which is here between Northern Ireland and Scotland. The climate in Ireland is mild, not too hot in summer, and rarely below freezing in winter. But it can still be chilly when it rains, and yes, it rains a lot. The 240-mile-long River Shannon is Ireland's longest river. And if you look closely at the map, see this blue line that goes kind of down the middle of the country, and that is the Shannon River. So we've read 2 pages of this story, and there have been a lot of details. We've learned details about how to say some words in the language of Ireland, the Gaelic language. We learned that Ireland is an island. We learned that the island of Ireland includes the Republic of Ireland and Northern Ireland, which is actually part of the United Kingdom, which is a big fancy word for England and Scotland. And then we learned all these details, that it's actually not even as big as Wisconsin, that it's surrounded by water, especially the Atlantic Ocean and a few smaller seas, that it has mountains on the sea coast and flat plains inland, that it rains a lot, and because it rains so much, the grass and the trees, there's lots of greenery. The country looks green, and that's why it's called the Emerald Isle, and that is the color of Ireland, is green. So these are all details, but the main idea of the story so far is, we would say, all about Ireland. And all of those details I just mentioned are just some of the details that we want to get into our brain for, hopefully, for the rest of our lives. Here comes the next subtitle. It's called Home Sweet Home. And before we read the words, see a picture here. Looks like a river or a canal, and a bridge that goes over the canal, if you can see it better there. And then there's a caption up here. It says, many homes and businesses line the River Liffey in Dublin. Remember, Dublin is the capital city of Ireland. And here it says pub. So pub, there's a picture of a pub. And if they put a picture of a pub on one of the first pages about Ireland, then pubs are probably important in Ireland. And a pub is like a neighborhood restaurant where people can go to eat and have a good time. So the subtitle is Home Sweet Home. And so that means that all of the words under this subtitle, until we get to the next subtitle on the next page, are all about, well, Home Sweet Home, which in this case would be Ireland. It says the author, remember this boy? His name was Seamus, which means James in Irish or Gaelic. And I think Finn has a brother named Seamus, right? So it says, I am from Dublin, Ireland. I live with my parents and little sister above a pub that my parents run. Pubs are popular meeting places in Ireland. There are hundreds of pubs in my city. Kids are allowed in pubs for a meal until 9 o'clock. After that, it's adults only. You'll hear a lot of traditional Irish music in our pub. Although I live in the city, about 42%, a little bit less than half of Irish people live in the country, including my uncle and my cousins. I love to visit them. Like many country residents, people who live in the country, they live in a cottage. Irish cottages are small homes made from local stone. They have roofs made of thatch or grass, such as, I take that back. I'm not doing the freeze, but I thought that thatch was grass, but now the next words tell me that thatch is not grass. So it says they have roofs made of thatch, such as straw or slate, which is a type of flat rock. So what this sentence is saying is that thatch is straw or grass, or the roofs can be made of slate, which is a flat type of rock. The cottages also have thick walls and small windows to keep the heat in. That's really important because it can be very chilly in my rainy country. All right, so I'm going to pause right here and to just remind you that so far we've learned some really important details, but the details are the small pieces of information that we want to get into our brain for the rest of our lives. But the big main idea of this book is all about Ireland. So I'm going to put a sticky note right on the next page, and then hopefully tomorrow or very soon we will keep reading all about Ireland. All right, Erin go bragh. I think that's Irish for good day.